The moment I saw my new alien classmate, I couldn't take my eyes off her. First encounter. Noah Chen clutched his admission letter as he stepped through the crystalline gates of Celestial Academy. The sprawling campus stretched before him. Anti-gravity fountains spraying prismatic water into the air while students from a dozen worlds mingled beneath the artificial sky dome. "First day jitters?" asked his roommate Raj, who had arrived a day earlier. "Don't worry, most species don't bite, at least not without consent forms." Noah forced a laugh, adjusting his standard-issue uniform. As the son of terraforming engineers, he'd grown up on distant outposts, but this was different. The academy represented his chance to prove himself beyond his parents' shadow. "Orientation starts in the grand atrium," Raj said, pointing toward a spiral structure that pulsed with soft blue light. "Better hurry." Noah nodded, following the flow of diverse students. That's when he saw her. She stood slightly apart from the others, her skin a soft shade of purple that seemed to capture light differently than human skin, almost translucent at the edges. Her hair fell in long waves, with an iridescent quality that shifted colors when she moved her head. But it was her eyes that froze Noah mid-step, large luminous violet orbs with specks that resembled distant stars. "Who is that?" he whispered. Raj followed his gaze. Elysia Vox, exchange student from Lumina. "They say their atmosphere is mostly helium and crystallized starlight. First of her kind to attend the academy." Noah couldn't look away. There was something in the careful way she observed everything. The deliberate grace of her movements that suggested she was constantly calculating Earth's gravity, adjusting to its pull. During orientation, Professor Thandrix droned on about interspecies protocols while Noah stole glances at Elysia, who sat 3 rows ahead. She took meticulous notes with long, elegant fingers, occasionally tilting her head as though something confused her. Later, in xenobiology class, Noah found himself assigned to the station beside hers. Up close, he noticed the slight shimmer of her skin, like dewdrops catching morning light. "You require assistance?" she asked when she caught him staring, her voice melodic with an accent that made ordinary words sound like poetry. "No, sorry," Noah stammered, fumbling with his microscope. "Just nervous." "First day?" Elysia's lips curved in what might have been a smile. "On Lumina, we say new journeys begin with unfamiliar steps. Your species finds comfort in familiarity, yes?" "Most of us," Noah admitted. "But not me. I like different." Something flickered in those violet eyes. Curiosity, perhaps. Before she could respond, the professor called for attention. But as they turned away from each other, Noah felt a strange warmth spreading through his chest. Throughout the day, he found himself seeking glimpses of her. In the dining hall where she carefully examined Earth food before taking the smallest bites. In the library where she traced her fingers over ancient paper books with reverent wonder. In the observatory where she stood alone, gazing at star charts with what looked like homesickness. By day's end, when Noah collapsed into his dormitory bed, Elysia's image remained imprinted in his mind. A purple-hued mystery he couldn't explain. A gravitational pull he couldn't resist. "You're staring at nothing," Raj noted from across the room. "Let me guess, Luminian girl?" Noah turned toward the wall. "Just thinking about classes." But as he drifted toward sleep, it wasn't equations or assignments that filled his dreams, but violet eyes and the soft musical lilt of an alien voice saying his name. Careful distance. Noah spent the next 2 weeks finding reasons to cross paths with Elysia. He adjusted his schedule to arrive early at xenobiology, lingered in the library section she frequented, and chose the observation deck for studying when he noticed her preference for stargazing there. Professor Meridian assigned a cultural exchange project, and Noah's heart raced when Elysia was placed in his group alongside Raj and a 4-armed centaurian named Kel. "Earth customs are perplexing," Elysia admitted during their first meeting in the Academy's biodome. Her voice carried that musical quality that made Noah lean forward unconsciously. "Your species touches frequently, handshakes, high fives, hugs, yet maintains invisible boundaries." "Humans are walking contradictions," Raj laughed. "We crave connection but fear it too." Noah watched as Elysia delicately examined a rare blue orchid, her purple fingers hovering just above the petals. "On Lumina, we connect through resonance fields. Physical contact is intimate, reserved for family units and bond pairs." Noah felt heat rise to his face when her gaze briefly met his. The biodome's artificial sunlight caught the iridescent highlights in her hair, creating a halo effect that made her appear otherworldly. Their project progressed smoothly until they encountered the section on Earth idioms. Elysia's confusion at phrases like break a leg and raining cats and dogs led to a misunderstanding when Administrator Phelps wished her good luck before an exam. "Why would your administrator wish harm upon me?" Elysia asked Noah later, genuine distress in her violet eyes. "I have followed all protocols." "He wasn't," Noah explained, fighting the urge to take her hand. "It's just an expression. It means he hopes you do well. Your language contains traps," she said softly, "words with hidden meanings." "I could help you navigate them," Noah offered, surprising himself with his boldness. "If you want." Something shifted in her expression, a softening, a curiosity. "I would find that acceptable." Their tutoring sessions became the highlight of Noah's weeks. In the quiet corner of the library, he explained Earth expressions while she taught him Luminian phrases. Her language consisted of melodic tones that made his human tongue stumble, which never failed to produce the tinkling sound of her laughter. One afternoon, Noah arrived at their usual spot to find Elysia surrounded by jeering upperclassmen. "Does the purple freak glow in the dark?" one taunted. "I heard Luminians light up when they're scared." Before Noah could intervene, Elysia straightened to her full height, her skin briefly pulsing with luminescence. "And I heard humans shrink when confronted with their ignorance." Fascinating to witness firsthand. The bullies retreated, muttering as Noah approached with undisguised admiration. "That was impressive," he said. Elysia's glow subsided. "On Lumina, we learned to shine brightest under pressure." Her voice carried a tremor she couldn't quite hide. "But I confess, such encounters are draining." "They're idiots," Noah said, sliding his textbook across the table. "And they're missing out on knowing someone amazing." The words escaped before he could censor them. Elysia's eyes widened slightly. Then she lowered her gaze to the book, but not before Noah caught the deeper purple blush spreading across her cheeks. As their study session concluded, Elysia hesitated before leaving. "Noah Chen," she said formally, "your assistance extends beyond academics. I find your presence stabilizing." It wasn't quite a human compliment, but Noah's heart soared nonetheless. As he watched her graceful departure, Raj appeared beside him, eyebrows raised. "You're in deep, my friend," Raj observed. "Interstellar deep." Noah couldn't deny it. Something about Elysia pulled at him like gravity itself, a force as natural as it was unstoppable. Shared secrets. "You're not breathing properly," Noah observed one evening, finding Elysia alone in an empty classroom. Her usually vibrant purple skin had taken on a paler hue, and she seemed to be focusing intently on each breath. She looked up, surprised at his presence. "Earth's atmosphere contains insufficient helium for optimal function." Her voice was fainter than usual. "My supplemental converter requires recalibration." Noah hesitated only briefly before making a decision. "Come with me. There's somewhere I want to show you." He led her through rarely used corridors, up maintenance stairs until they reached a small hatch in the ceiling. "It's technically off limits," he admitted, "but sometimes rules need bending." The Academy rooftop garden was Noah's secret refuge. Native plants from dozens of worlds grew in specialized atmospheric bubbles, creating a patchwork of alien environments. "Here," Noah said, guiding her to a silvery blue dome. "Jovian moon simulation. Higher helium content." Elysia stepped inside, her expression transforming as she took her first breath. The change was immediate. Her skin deepened to rich violet, her posture relaxed, and the subtle luminescence beneath her skin brightened. "How did you know?" she asked, genuine wonder in her voice. Noah shrugged, suddenly self-conscious. "I researched Lumina after we met. Thought it might help me understand you." Elysia moved closer, studying him with those star-flecked eyes. "No one has attempted to understand me before." She gestured upward, where the dome's transparent ceiling revealed the night sky. "The stars appear different here. On Lumina, our triple suns create perpetual twilight, and the stars form different patterns." They sat together on a bench of polished meteorite stone, shoulders almost touching. Noah pointed out Earth constellations while Elysia traced invisible Luminian star maps with her finger. "We have a saying," she said softly. Those who share the stars share souls. Noah's breath caught as she tentatively moved her hand closer to his. Among her people, he remembered, touch was intimate, reserved for family and bond pairs. Is this permitted? She asked, her fingers hovering just above his. Noah nodded, not trusting his voice. When her cool purple fingers brushed against his, a faint glow spread from the contact point, illuminating their joined hands with gentle light. Bioluminescent response, she explained, her voice barely above a whisper. It happens when emotions intensify. The light between them pulsed softly, matching the rhythm of their quickening heartbeats. Noah found himself leaning closer, drawn by something beyond physical attraction, a connection that transcended their different worlds. Alicia, he breathed. I've never met anyone like you. Nor I you, she replied. Humans are typically predictable in their patterns. You are a deviation, a fascinating anomaly. Coming from her, it felt like the highest compliment. The space between them narrowed until Noah could feel the cool whisper of her breath against his face. On Lumina, she murmured, we believe first kisses contain fragments of destiny. Noah's heart thundered in his chest. What about Earth Lumina kisses? Has there ever been one before? Perhaps we are pioneers, she said, her lips curving into that mysterious smile that had captivated him from the first day. Their first kiss was gentle, a careful exploration of unknown territory. Her lips carried the faint taste of stardust, cool at first contact but warming wherever they touched. The luminescence spread between them, casting their embrace in soft violet light. When they finally separated, Elysia's eyes shimmered with emotion. My people can sense energy patterns, she whispered. Yours is extraordinary. Before Noah could respond, the warning bell chimed throughout the academy, signaling curfew approach. We should return, Elysia said reluctantly. As they made their way back, their fingers remained intertwined, neither willing to break the connection that now bound them across the vast distance between their worlds. Rising tensions. The interspecies athletics competition arrived with academy-wide excitement. Students from every world gathered in the massive zero-gravity arena, where ability rather than physiology determined success. Noah spotted Elysia among the Luminian participants, her purple skin gleaming under the arena lights. In the month since their rooftop kiss, they'd created their own small universe of shared moments, study sessions that turned to philosophy discussions, secret meetings in the helium dome, notes passed in xenobiology written half in English, half in Luminian script. Your girlfriend's competing in gravitic manipulation, Raj said, nudging Noah as they found seats. Rumor has it Luminians have natural advantages there. She's not my... Noah began automatically, then stopped. What exactly were they? They hadn't defined their relationship in Earth terms. The competition began with standard events, adaptive flight, molecular restructuring, telepathic relay races. Noah cheered loudly whenever Elysia competed, earning curious glances from nearby students. Then came the gravitic manipulation final. Elysia faced Daxon Vrel, a muscular Arcturian with metallic skin and a reputation for ruthlessness. The objective was simple: control the movement of a dozen spheres through an obstacle course using only psychokinetic abilities. Elysia stood perfectly still as the event began, her eyes closed in concentration. The spheres assigned to her rose gracefully, moving through the course with fluid precision. Beside her, Daxon struggled, his spheres jerking erratically. She's incredible, Noah whispered as Elysia guided her final sphere through the most difficult section without opening her eyes. Daxon's face contorted with frustration. Suddenly he shifted position, deliberately brushing against Elysia's shoulder. The contact, brief but intentional, broke her concentration. Her eyes flew open in shock at the inappropriate touch, and her spheres wavered. Foul! Noah shouted, standing up. He interfered. The judges missed the subtle contact. Taking advantage of Elysia's momentary distraction, Daxon surged ahead, completing the course first. Victory to Arcturus, announced the commentator as the arena erupted in applause. Noah pushed through the crowd toward Elysia, who stood motionless at the competition's edge, her expression unreadable. That was deliberate, Noah said when he reached her. He knew physical contact would disrupt your focus. He exploited cultural difference as strategy, she replied, her voice tight with restrained emotion. Her skin had paled several shades, the subtle luminescence completely dimmed. It is considered violating on Lumina. We should report him, Noah insisted, anger burning in his chest. Elysia placed a cooling hand on his arm. No, I will not confirm stereotypes about overly sensitive non-humans. Later, as they walked through the academy gardens, Noah noticed whispers following them. Daxon had spread rumors about Elysia's unfair advantages and alien tricks. Worse, he'd started calling attention to Noah and Elysia's relationship. "Careful, Chen," Daxon called as they passed. "I heard Luminians bond for life. One kiss and you're trapped with the alien freak forever." Noah spun around, fists clenched, but Elysia pulled him away. "His words are empty atmospheric disturbance," she said, though Noah could see the hurt in her eyes. That evening, they retreated to their rooftop sanctuary. The stars seemed dimmer, obscured by clouds that promised rain. "Perhaps this was inevitable," Elysia said softly as they sat beside each other. "Our worlds are too different." "That's not true," Noah protested, taking her hands in his. They glowed faintly at his touch, belying her attempt at distance. "What we have transcends planetary boundaries. Your classmates see me as alien, different, other. Not everyone thinks like Daxon, but many do." Elysia's violet eyes searched his. "Noah, my exchange program concludes in 30 Earth days. I must return to Lumina." The words hit him like a physical blow. He'd known this was temporary, but somehow the reality had remained abstract until this moment. "Then we have 30 days to figure out a solution," he said, pulling her closer. She rested her head against his shoulder, her hair casting iridescent patterns across his skin. In Luminian belief, souls that resonate continue their connection across any distance. "I believe that too," Noah whispered, kissing her forehead. As if in response, the luminescence beneath her skin brightened, spreading wherever they touched, creating a private constellation to rival the stars above them. Worlds aligned. The Celestial Festival transformed the Academy into a spectacular display of cosmic celebration. Holographic nebulae floated through corridors. Gravity was reduced to allow elegant floating dances, and foods from 100 worlds filled the grand hall. Noah adjusted his formal uniform nervously. Tonight marked both the festival's pinnacle and Elysia's final week at the Academy. They'd spent the past month treasuring each moment, building memories to span the coming separation. "You clean up nicely," Raj commented, straightening his own ceremonial sash. "Ready for your interstellar romance's final chapter?" "It's not the final chapter," Noah insisted. "Just a complicated plot twist." He'd been researching options relentlessly. Exchange programs to Lumina, communication technologies for interplanetary relationships, cultural exchange ambassador positions. The solutions weren't perfect, but they represented possibility, and possibility was enough. The twin moons rose outside the crystalline dome, bathing the festival in silver blue light. Noah searched the crowd until he spotted her, and his breath caught. Elysia wore traditional Luminian attire for the first time since arriving. Her dress appeared woven from captured starlight, shifting colors with her movements while leaving her purple shoulders bare. Around her neck hung a crystal pendant that pulsed with gentle inner light. She moved through the crowd with ethereal grace, and when their eyes met across the hall, everything else seemed to fade away. "You look," Noah began when he reached her. "As do you," she replied with that smile that still made his heart skip. They danced beneath the artificial aurora, their movements synchronizing naturally despite never having practiced together. When the music shifted to a slower melody, Elysia guided Noah's hands to the correct position for a traditional Luminian paired dance. "This is normally performed during bond ceremonies," she explained softly. "It symbolizes the alignment of life paths." The significance wasn't lost on Noah. As they moved in perfect harmony, the pendant at her throat glowed brighter, responding to her emotions. "What is that?" he asked, nodding toward the crystal. "A soul stone," she said. "It captures emotional resonance patterns." She hesitated. "I made it for you, to keep after I depart." When the dance ended, Elysia led Noah to the observatory balcony. Below, the festival continued, but above, the real stars claimed the sky. "I found something," Noah said, unable to contain his news any longer. "The Interstellar Academic Exchange has a year-long program on Lumina. I've applied. It's competitive, but Professor Meridian wrote my recommendation." Elysia's eyes widened. "You would leave Earth?" For Lumina? For a chance to understand your world? Yes, he took her hands, and I've been practicing breathing exercises for higher helium atmospheres. Her laughter was like distant wind chimes. Always so thorough in your research. There's more, Noah continued. The Galactic Communication Network has developed quantum-paired tablets that work across any distance, without transmission delay. If we each had one, Elysia pressed a cool finger to his lips. Noah Chen, you continue to defy typical human behavioral patterns. Is that good? It is exceptional. She removed the soulstone pendant and placed it around his neck. The crystal warmed against his skin, pulsing in rhythm with his heartbeat. This will maintain our resonance connection until we meet again. It captures emotional patterns unique to our Mian bond. So it's like a cosmic promise ring? Noah asked with a small smile. A simplified but acceptable analogy. She placed her hand over the crystal and it glowed brighter. The stone responds to genuine emotion. It cannot be deceived or manipulated. While you hold this, I will always know if your feelings remain true no matter the distance between us. Under the twin moons, Noah drew her closer. Then it will never stop glowing. Their kiss deepened, the luminescence spreading between them more intensely than ever before, creating a soft aurora that enveloped them both. When they finally separated, traces of light lingered where they had touched. In 37 Earth days, the Lumina Exchange Committee reviews applications, Elysia said. Until then we have quantum tablets, soul stones, and the same stars to look up at, Noah finished. Different angles, same constellations. Below them, the festival reached its crescendo as artificial meteors streaked across the dome. But on their private balcony, Noah and Elysia had created their own celestial event, a convergence of two worlds that, despite vast differences, had found their way into perfect alignment. There's a Luminian proverb, Elysia whispered against his ear. When stars align, even galaxies can embrace. Noah held her close, the soulstone pulsing between them. I think Earth has a similar saying, he replied. Love finds a way. And beneath the cosmic tapestry that stretched between their homeworlds, two beings from distant planets shared one simple truth, that some connections transcend the very space that separates them.